I've spoken about my adherence to the OMAD diet, the 1 meal a day dietary regimen. I don't really want to call it a diet. I guess it is in a colloquial sense, but still, it's the way that I've been eating for years at this point in time, probably since 2019. I actually can't quite remember, mostly because I'm somebody who works a lot, okay? I'm somebody who is constantly on the go. I try to, routinize my days as best as I possibly can. So yeah, eating 1 meal a day, it just ends up working out best for my lifestyle, not to use all of the hack buzzwords, but hey, it makes sense at this point in time. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing a long time. And you know what? Generally speaking, it has worked out well enough for me, but let's see. Hey man, I'm somebody who's constantly trying to evolve, trying to be the best individual I can possibly be. So if there's new science out there saying that it's garbage, well, I'll have to take that under heavy consideration. Is eating once a day a good idea? Experts share varying opinions on the OMAD 1 meal a day diet. Okay, so traditional guidance has been to eat 3 square meals a day. Yeah, that has always been garbage, but hey, remember the standard American diet where you should have 10 to 12 grains a day? It's not like, certain interested parties paid to make that a reality and force it and propagandize kids that just ended up ruining an entire generation or 12. Dubbed the 1 meal a day diet. It is a form of intermittent fasting that involves eating all the calorie in a single meal after 23 hours of fasting. For me, it's generally speaking because, okay, the way that I break this down is I've got like a 2-hour eating window. If that's how long it takes me to eat my meal, whatever, man. If I want to have something else on top of it, I want to have a fruit, I want to have a vegetable, if I want to have something on top of it, I got that little 2-hour window that's right there. But before I eat, I break my fast an hour beforehand because, hell, I might be doing a 48, 72-hour fast before I go with the 1 meal. And so I'll break an hour before I eat properly. So generally speaking, if everything's all good and on the up and up, I'm normally fasting about 20 hours between meals, but I digress. Dr. Jason Fung, a Canadian nephrologist, a kidney specialist, is known to be an expert in intermittent fasting. He spoke to Fox News Digital about the OMAD diet, which he described as a stricter version of intermittent fasting. Well, yeah, tautologically, that's what it is. You don't eat a lot, ergo, you're intermittent fasting. Okay, both diets involved time-restrictive eating, Fung noted, but the intermittent fasting, people eat twice a day. Yeah, it's normally you just skip out on 1 meal, whether it's lunch, whether it's dinner, whether it's breakfast. I think I covered them all right there. What about second breakfast? What about 11sies? Yes, unfortunately, you have to miss out on those as well. Pippin out there punching air. If you only eat once a day, the natural tendency will to be eating less overall. Yeah, exactly. How the body is either in a state of storing calories or burning them, according to the expert. When a person fasts for an extended period, the body begins to use fat for energy, which can actually decrease hunger. Yeah, exactly, because you get more energy out of stored fat as opposed to just a constant supply of glucose. I digress. The two main health conditions that can greatly benefit from OMAD and intermittent fasting are weight loss and type 2 betas, according to Fung. Fasting really impacts weight and sugars because the way the calories are stored is sugar and fat. Losing weight can potentially reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and obesity-related cancers, the doctor noted, in addition to alleviating back pain, knee pain, and pressure on the joints because, yeah, you're carrying around less mass. You can actually reverse your type 2 diabetes with intermittent fasting, Fung said, referencing previously studied previous studies published in the National Institute of Health and Diabetes Care. Fung described how one of his patients who had diabetes for 15 years was able to discontinue his insulin medication after going to an OMAD diet 3 times a week for a month. That's fantastic stuff, man. The patient was still not taking insulin and continues to fast regularly, though not as frequently. Yeah, man. That's the thing. Intermittent fasting in all of its different permutations, it is a tool. How you use it, when you use it, how often you use it, that is always within your purview, okay? You and your different healthcare providers' purview. So people with hypoglycemia who are not on blood glucose lowering type 2 diabetes medications should still be able to follow the OMAD diet if they avoid highly refined carbohydrates, which can cause glucose levels to spike, said Fung. Yes, he recommended eating whole, natural, unprocessed foods. Yeah, this guy's, he's right on the money. Fern Katzman, oh boy, a Toronto-based clinical nutritionist told Fox News Digital that why am I listening to a woman? Anyways, has seen patients with type 2 diabetes go off metformin and oral anti-diabetic medication or not have to go on it at all after engaging in intermittent fasting or OMAD. Okay, I'm back on your side here, Fern. Katzman said that people have a reason to go on OMAD, such as to address medical issues or to bring down elevated blood sugar levels after a period of eating or drinking excessively. Insulin drives cravings. After you eat or drink a lot, your insulin spikes and it makes you hungry, Katzman added. The one thing that everybody tells me when they've done OMAD is that the cravings stop. Yeah, man, I can't legitimately, like, I can't tell you the last time I felt hungry. I've been thirsty, okay, that's for true. But genuine hunger pangs, God, that's been a long time. It's not something that I miss. It's just something that whenever you hear somebody say, oh, I'm so hungry, I haven't eaten all day, it's like, well, when was the last time I was hungry? So yeah, I can back this up 100%. But okay, yeah, caution that, yeah, OMAD is not for everyone. Okay, likely not a good choice if you're someone who has an eating disorder or hypoglycemic. Dr. Lisa Young, a registered dietitian and nutritionist in Florida, echoed those same concerns, warning that OMAD can trigger people with eating disorders. Yeah, exactly, because it's one of those other slippery slope things, okay? But then again, like I said, intermittent fasting in all of its different forms is a tool. It's like a hammer in a toolkit. You can use a hammer to build a house, or you can use it to destroy your femur. To each their own, man. And so, yeah, if you're somebody who, straddles the line of properly implementing a healthy eating protocol and then also letting it slip into something that becomes totally destructive to your life, yeah, just go ahead and space out your meals a little bit more properly so that you don't delve into that reasonably a negative side of life. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. Wow, I forgot my own sign off. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone. Nailed it. Bye-bye.